Okay, well, I said to Matt, I said, hey, can you do me a favor? We got a dishwasher we just swapped out of another boat. Let's go put that nice stainless steel one in here on Southern Comfort, which is one of the boats that I do Airbnb on and stuff like that. This is an old Whirlpool dishwasher. And as you can see, we've had to completely dismantle it. And I've redone the plumbing in there. And the new one, you can see, I've also had to rip apart in 30 different pieces and take out the springs. Every single wire that's associated with it has come off. And now we're down to the bare guts of the dishwasher. Hopefully this is going to fit through there. We're hoping. Anyway, at least it's raining out. Just started a little while ago, so we got everything in before then. This was supposed to be an hour project, but this is the reason why everything takes forever on a boat, because it's never easy and it's always a project. So we're gonna see if we can get that through that door without having to cut a hole in the door. So we're gonna get this one out first. We'll see what happens. All right. Okay, so almost. We're off by that much right there. So we're gonna see if we can't do something about that and make it go away. And we'll try it again, but we are literally scraping here and here. Good thing this is really light and it's just made out of plastic. So we'll see if the new one goes in the same way. But I can't bend and break anything. Oh, and these tabs were also a problem. All right, let's keep going. Good morning, this is day 2 of installing this dishwasher. Forgot to mention yesterday, I'd like to thank Chris and Kim for making me put a brand new dishwasher in their boat. And because this thing is pretty much brand new, I decided to, instead of throwing it away, put it on my boat. So that caused much more issues for me. I should have just thrown the damn thing away and pretend like I didn't have an old dishwasher. But anyway, I've rewired it, replumbed it. I actually put an outlet on it in the back to make it easier just to unplug and plug back in, as opposed to constantly snipping wires. And then I also cut the copper ferrule fitting that went to the dishwasher, and I cut that back and put a new screw-on MPT fitting, so you can just easily unscrew it, as opposed to flexing the copper all the time, every time you had to take it in and out. So now it's got some flex to it. And then replumbed it for the discharge. All that's well and good, but as usual, you can see it doesn't fit as usual. So I'm gonna have to pull this back out. I have a huge air conditioning unit in here and a bunch of other stuff that runs along the back side. And you can see how much space is on this old one here. All that underneath there. So I had plenty of room before, and now I don't. So now I'm hitting about standard. Everything should take at least 2 or 3 days to install. If this was a house, I would have been done in about 15 minutes, but because it's a boat, it takes 3 days. So if anybody wonders why it costs so much to run and operate boats and yachts and stuff like that, and to do things, if it was sitting on my workbench, it'd be done in 10 minutes. If it's on a boat, it takes about 2 days to get the pump out and rebuilt and installed. So that's that. I'm going to pull this back out again and continue to find out why it's not fitting, and probably rearrange some AC lines and maybe the AC. We're going to get ourselves into another project today. Something that we weren't going to do, but here we are. Clients are coming on board tomorrow, so I have 24 hours. We'll figure it out. All right, so quick update on the dishwasher. Finally got it installed, and the control panel pulled off the back of the dishwasher door, and it's obsolete. So that's great. So I'm trying to track one of those down. In the meantime, I've started to work on the starboard side of Hatteras. I've pulled out all the injectors. I've pulled out the oil cooler, transmission cooler, and intercooler for the turbo. I pulled out the fuel pump, which is right down there, and I'm probably gonna be pulling the head and the cooler next. So all because I think the mixing elbow was getting old and it was leaking. So water comes in there. That's your dry exhaust right there coming off of the turbo. And this is also a wet turbo too, so you got antifreeze rolling through there to cool the turbo, and that's your dump coming off of here, down, up, and in. That's the mixing elbow, and then you just go down to rubber pipe right there. So the mixing elbow mixes the gas, the hot gases, with the cooler water, so you can marry it up to a rubber hose, otherwise it would just melt. So that's called a wet exhaust. So theoretically these last quite a long time. They're stainless steel, but they do go, and I think that's what was happening, is that this was leaking on the inside here. You've got the on the inside you've got the exhaust, and then the outer side you've got the wet side. So that was mixing and then coming back through into the turbo, into the exhaust manifold, and so I think that was the problem. So it runs great still, but something that we just need to check out, and I'm going to pull the head just to check it, and I got one already redone, so we're just going to swap out heads and redo everything and redo the timing and the valve clearances and stuff like that, and we'll see where we get with it. So that's the update on the dishwasher. I've started an engine project.